Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is October 10th. It is Friday, finally. So let's see what the market's doing. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? Let's see what the heat map has for us. It's like a little bit flat. The SPY doesn't look perfect. I'm not going to lie. It looks like it does want to. Oh, it's up a little bit. It was kind of just pulling back. It has that kind of pullback look. We'll see what happens here as it opens up. It's definitely flat. And, you know, they don't like to try to show you anything for over the weekend. So we'll have to try to figure that out. But it is just kind of hanging out there this morning, I must say. So let's go ahead, look at our Jolie's jumpers and everything else. We'll see what's going on. And then we'll see if we can find anything that's going to be popping here. So here we go. Let me just get to our Jolie's jumpers because that's ADTX was the first one. And there you go. That one was popping up, it looks like. Let's see what it was doing this morning. ADTX right here. And that was kind of continuing from yesterday, hitting that MACD and bouncing back off, actually. How about that? And ASST, that Strive. We've been watching this thing, and we'll have to see this. I think we're going to get a good setup here for next week. It did dip down, so we definitely are keeping an eye on ASST. And how about GWH? That is ESS Tech. I thought it was something different. But anyway, that's actually running up. There you go. There's a Jolie's jumper right there, 239 to 334. It's at 297 right now for GWH. Not looking bad. We were talking about LAES, Seals Q Corp, and this thing's jumping up there again and looking pretty good. And I talked about this. I mentioned that on the small cap show this week, as a matter of fact. LFS right here, LaFrasis or something. That's brand new. Ran up yesterday. I don't know what that's going to do today. It's still pretty new. And let's see what your NUAI is up to. Them letters kill me. NUAI, New Era Energy and Digital or something like that. And let's see what's going on over here with this thing. And it is it just popped up. I think you'll have a little pullback there, but it did run up the last day or so. And let's see what Paliside's up to right now, PALI, and that thing was running up a little bit into the $2 range, but that looks like it's getting topped out as well. And SGBX, let's see, SGBX right here. Now there you go, Safe and Green Holdings. Now that's a good one. Keep an eye on that one today. SGBX, that could be a good one right there. SHPH, and that thing ran up yesterday and there's a little bit of pullback this morning. And TBH right here. Let's see, Bragg House. That thing had been running up. It's just up at the top. It almost looks like a little healthy pullback. It did open at 226 and pull back some today. But yeah, it almost looks like a healthy pullback, or it's going to pull back. But that's what it looks like right there. TBH. That's what TBH is. WAI. Let's see, that thing's jumping up. Top King, remember this thing? We looked at this before, and that thing has some good old spike ups right there, and it is running up there, so you might want to keep an eye on WAI, Top King. And let's see what YDDL is up to. I don't even know what that is. That's a brand new one. Oh, that's that 1-on-1 green tech that was running yesterday. We did look at this, and it's just jumping around this morning. And there you go with your Jolie's jumpers, and thank you very much, Asian Jolie. And how are you, Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel, and everybody? Robin's driving to work, and everyone else hanging out. Joseph Levy, IVVD. Let's see. You did like this one. It spiked up pretty well yesterday. It's still on the top, not looking bad right there. IREN, that was running up some and still on the top right there. And Clean Spark's been running still. So there you go. A Clean Spark looking good. UUU is your 4 U's, and that's your energy fuels. And I had told Michael Anthony, because he asked about UUU, and I said add an extra U to it because that looks way better. And that is running up right there. And ABVX right here. Abavax, that's in the top and trying to curl up there. That's actually looking pretty good this morning. We'll keep an eye on that. ORBS we watch, and that thing is running up a little bit and trying to get set back up. So that's definitely one. CRML, Laptop Travel's daughter likes this one, Critical Metals, and that keeps running up. And how about TerraWolf right here? We were talking about both Wolves, and TerraWolf shot up some more. Wolf speed up to that just pulled back a little bit, but this one should be a decent one as well, and trying to get set up. So that looks like it's going to be a good setup right there. And Applied Digital Corp is jumping up there, and we were talking about it last night. So there you go. APLD at the moment, and that is jumping up a little bit higher. And there you go, everybody. I would say there are a couple good ones right there that are running up. How about the Viking right here? VKTX trying to run up some more right now. And that Ferrari is trying to bounce back. So there you go. After they decided that they were going to make an EV Ferrari, like a bunch of idiots. I mean, that is so crazy. And of course, stock suffers record drop after issuing disappointing forecast. Yeah, no one wants an EV Ferrari. We talked about it last night. So there you go. They deserve the drop down. It's trying to bounce. It's still in the basement. It does have setup. You can see right there. You'll get a little bounce around on that setup, but that's what's going on there. And let's see what else is happening over here. We'll look at our SPY Mag 7 big caps and see what they're up to. First, let's just look at our crypto right here. It was kind of just hanging out there, not doing much this morning. As you can see, Bitcoin, what the heck did I just do? I'm just drawing lines places. I don't even know why. But anyway, here we go. And yeah, it had that pullback. Look, we're going to get it rolling off the MACD. So I think that's our pullback right there. Same with Ethereum. It had that little dip. I think we get rolling off that MACD. Solana as well right here. You can see them hitting, and that's hitting the 20 and 50. We'll have to see if Solana wants to pull back a little more. What's our BNB doing? That's actually pulling back now, and that's at Binance Coin. Ripple right here has been pulling back. It looks like it's trying to stop itself. So we'll see if Ripple can hold itself up right there. And here's Doge right here. And this thing looks like it's really going to curl off that MACD and look pretty good. Cardano just pulling back some, and it could hit the MACD and bounce. So, yeah, I think today we'll be able to tell a lot more. And here's your Stellar, and that looks pretty good to roll off. So I do think they're going to roll right back up and be looking good. Chainlink right there is looking good. SUI. That thing looks like it bottomed out there yesterday. And what about Optimism over here? That's not looking bad either to roll up. So I do think we get our roll up off of our crypto. So that's pretty nice. And let's see what the rest of this market's doing right here. Our SPY is up a little more this morning. It was down some. And if it can get right back over this resistance and kind of hang out there, it'll be in good shape for next week. It can pull itself up and keep on cruising. So that's what we're looking for right there. Let's see what Apple's up to. A little bit of dip down. We expected that. Amazon's pulling back some this morning. That one didn't look too bad, but it's just a little bit flat. Google right here had been pulling back. We expect that a little bit more. And how about Meta? That looked like it was trying to bounce back up some, and it is up a little bit, trying to cross up, but I don't know if it'll get through at the moment. Again, we have a weekend coming up. Microsoft down just a hair, but that one looks pretty good right there to try to get set up. I think we got a big roll-off coming. Again, maybe we'll have another Monday morning like we did this week with AMD with Microsoft, because it almost looks like it wants to. And NVIDIA right here is up a little bit more and not looking bad. So there you go with NVIDIA. And let's see what our Tesla is doing this morning. It is up just 9 cents, sitting on that 20 and trying to hang out. We'll have to wait for that to crawl back up. But I think that pulled back, and that was its bottom, and it'll get set back up for next week. So there you go. What about McDonald's right there? I do think that might have pulled hit the bottom. You're probably right there, Luis Rodriguez. And let's see what the rest of our big caps and all the other ones that we look at are doing. AMC just has like that 2-week setup period now. You're literally getting 2 weeks right there. GameStop has a little more of a setup, but it'll probably just get running and get over that resistance and keep on moving right there as it runs up. Chewy wasn't looking too bad yesterday. A little bit of healthy pullback, and Unity's getting set up right here, and that is up after yesterday's bounce up. So that's not looking bad as well. And Netflix has been running up. It's down a little bit, hitting resistance. Watch it pull back while it gets set up. And let's see what our semiconductors are up to. AVGO sitting on that support line. Does look like it wants to bounce off of there. That's for sure. How about our MU that had been popped up there in the top? It almost looks like it wants to stay up there right now. So yeah, these things don't look too bad at the moment. TSM right there has been running to its all-time highs. That could use some pullback. It has that resistance above it, just so it could get some more momentum to break right through there. And SMCI is trying to run up a little bit more in the top as well right now. And how about AMD? That's a little pullback down to that support line. And I would say we'll watch for that bounce right there. So that could be bouncing up there Monday as well. And there you are with that one. So let's see what else is going on here with QCOM. That had been pulling back. It is still pulling. There you go. Look at that, touching down to that support line. So that could be your bottom on QCOM. And how about Snow trying to run up there and not looking too bad? I could actually get through that resistance. PayPal's been looking pretty strong lately. Looks like it wants to get into the top at the moment. And how about our Intel? That's not bad up there, running up and curling up. So you keep an eye on Intel. That should run up a little bit more this morning. And Dell pulling back after I had that nice run up. So I think Dell will pull back just a hair. IBM still kind of hanging out. It is hitting the MACD. Looks like it wants to try to curl back up, but I'd be careful with that one. Palantir looking pretty good last night, down a little bit, couple cents, and just kind of flat this morning, but that is getting set up. And Sophie right here is up 20 cents and not looking too bad. And of course, Mara and Riot. Mara's looking pretty good right there. And Riot's not bad either, but CleanSpark again has been running up there and it continues to run up. So there you go with our the crypto ones that we look at that what do? They actually mine crypto, the crypto miners, that's what they're called. And MicroStrategy right here, if I type it in correctly, and that's trying to bounce back up. It does look like it's going to try to roll right off that MACD as well. So we could have a really good week next week and then just kind of sit here. And again, Monday's Columbus Day, but the market is open. Robinhood, like I say, just be careful with that one. Coinbase still has some room to run up. And of course, Bull is looking pretty good to try to run from way down there. So that's what we're looking at with them. And Space right here has been looking good lately. And this one's just going to continue to get set up and run up slowly but surely, but it does look good. And Boeing trying to bounce back. It did pull back yesterday. I was surprised. And that one looks like you're going to roll off. So I do think we might have a crazy Monday coming up, depending on what happens over the weekend. DJT right there, a little bit of pullback. Phunware is up a hair. And let's see, like we talked about McDonald's, I do think that bottom came in yesterday. So there you go, Luis Rodriguez. And even if it didn't, you'll get that curl up. It'll run up. And even if it hits the MACD and bounces back, it probably won't come that low or around that way. And then it'll get set up and run through. So that's what McDonald's looks like. And Disney trying to hold itself up right here. Let's see what they're up to. That looks like it's still going to pull back, honestly, for good old Disney. And they are just raising all the prices, the parks, the food, the parking, everything just gets raising. It was already astronomical, and they're raising them more. And Oxy down here is down there, just kind of hanging out, and ExxonMobil's down a little bit as well. Our DXYZ right here is not looking bad to get set up, guys. So keep an eye on that. How about Nike right here? It's trying to stop itself from falling down. We'll see if it can. Symbotic right there is up towards the top. It looks like it wants to curl up a little bit more and get back into the top at that moment. And how about your Rivian right here is dipped down, and that could be a bottom yesterday and try to start curling back up. And what about Sezzle? This one's going to be a good one, guys. We're watching this try to set up off of that trend line. And we do know Sezzle likes to get sizzling. And how about Blink charging right here? It had already been run up and then it pulled back. It's still in the top and looks like it could continue its way up there. And Rhythm right here, the old Agrify, is pulling back right there. So there you go. And Central Florida Garden, we did say LAES. And that one is looking pretty good this morning. I had that one on the night note for you guys. So there you go with that. And let's see, that walk is down a little bit this morning right there. And we'll see that just a little bit flat. But you know this thing's going to get set up. Look at that curl up right there. So whether it's today or Monday, that'll get set up for the WOK. And what about Neon right here, just kind of sitting there flat? And this thing looks like it's ready to get kind of set up to try to get out of the basement. So you want to keep an eye on that one as well. What was DRS doing? That was a hard one to check out last night. You couldn't really tell. It is curling up a little bit right there. Let me take a better look at this DRS right there. It is trying to curl up. It's just just got a lot of runaround right there, and it's making a nice base to try to roll up a little bit more. So that's what DRS is doing. CCHA, we looked at this too. What was it? CCHH, that's what it was. And yeah, that one's a tough one just because it's so new, but it is running up there. It'll obviously run bounce around right there. It's up a little bit. So yeah, it's hard to tell. It's brand spanking new. PPBT right now, Purple Biotech way down in the basement here. And this is going to be a good setup right now. So we'll keep our eyes on PPBT going in the next week. NIVF right now is just a little bit pulled back. And it does look like it's just a little flat. It could have a little pullback, nothing crazy right there. NIVF. And let's see, yeah, it could just have a little bit of pullback. It spiked up yesterday, so it was tough to tell exactly what it wanted to do this morning. And this Ocean Pal, I was saying, keep an eye on this morning, and it looks like it did gap up a tiny bit right there. And that is OP right here. So yeah, 131 to 144, and you're at 138. And that's what I was saying last night. Keep your eye on that one, Morning Crew, because it did look pretty good there. And let's see what Applied Digital Corp is doing, and that's run up. And I put that one on the old night note for you guys. So the night note was looking really good and tight for you, and you got them ones running up. RGTI right there, running up a little bit more. And what's IONQ doing? That's also running up right there. So there you go. KVUE not looking bad on that 20, and that could be a good setup for next week. And let's see, GIBO, what were you up to? That was trying to move yesterday out of the basement. Remember this one? And that's looking pretty decent right there for GIBO, FYFM. Let's see, there's another one, Hydra Farm. That one was looking pretty good last night. FYFM. And yeah, that's not looking bad right there. That one, keep an eye on this morning. That one looks good to try to continue up. And Rocket Lab over here, that one's up, and that's looking pretty good. And what's that Cody doing? CODI, Compass Diversified, and that's run up there. So let me just take a better look at CODI and see exactly where it's at. It was running up yesterday. It's trying to hold itself up there right there. A little healthy pullback, nothing too crazy. And there you go with a bunch of them guys that we were looking at. So let me see what you guys want to see and what else is going on in the market. Let's see. It is just kind of flat right there. Our Nvidia is up a little bit. That's perfect, and that's continuing to cruise up. Looks pretty good. And like I said, our Microsoft just down a tiny bit, and that's getting set up to roll off that MACD. You can see that happening. ARM right here is pulled back a little bit. Thought that would continue to move. And what about Serve Robotics pulling back a hair as well? And like we looked at Wolf right there, True Golf, that's just kind of flat right there. So there's a bunch of them. And let's see, that STI wasn't looking too bad. Someone mentioned that last night. That's actually pulled back a little bit. Nothing real crazy, kind of flat at the moment. Yeah, that's not looking bad at all, STI. So keep your eye on STI. And let's see what else. CME, that's just kind of hanging out there. Let me see what you guys are talking about over here. CMG is Chipotle, and let's see what they're doing. That's getting set up right there. Chipotle, they have earnings coming up on the 29th at the end of the month. But yeah, that one doesn't look too bad. I'd watch for any little pullback on it. But Chipotle, we had been talking about before. Creepy vibe this morning, like the markets don't know what they want to do. That's what I think, Luis Rodriguez. It's just sitting there hanging out. They don't know what they want to do. You can tell. Look how flat it is. And they're just like, hey, somebody tell me what direction to move it, and we'll do it. It seems to be moving up in this moment right here, but you can tell it's up there. It could pull back, could get into the top again. It's a coin flip for sure. It's hard to tell. So obviously we're gonna have to see how the markets open up. And Trump is in rapid fire mode right now on Truth Social. I didn't even see what he was doing. And let's see. Luis Rodriguez said he might be short in this one. Which one? LAES right there. Is that the one? That one looks like it could continue up in the top, and could use the money on the short for Disney. Oh, okay, to offset the price increases on your next trip. Yeah, you're not kidding. You could probably short Disney down a little bit more. I do think that's coming down. And they keep raising the prices of everything, and this thing doesn't look exactly healthy. It's trying to stall itself, but I don't know if it can even do that. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Looks like it could be pulling back some. And yeah, not a whole lot happening here, guys, this morning. Our crypto, we went through that. Not looking too bad right there. It's just kind of hanging out. What's our UVXY and our VIX look like? UVXY up just a hair. And I mean, it's under the 20. It hasn't been running And it's just kind of slowly moving up right there and barely moving. So, I mean, it doesn't look that great. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look that great either. And here's our VIX. Let's get a better idea of what's going on over here. And that one, oh man, look at that thing. The VIX is way up there. It looks like it almost wants to drop down pretty big, but then it looks like the 20 wants to hit it up. It has that double look like you don't know what it wants to do. And I think the market doesn't know what it wants to do either. So yeah, that's what we have going on our Friday morning. Markets are just trying to hang out here, not knowing exactly which way to go. Let's see what was popping up SGBX right here, and we'll take a look and see what's going on in the market. But SGBX was running up. That's at Safe and Green Holdings. And let's see what else. That GWH right now is jumping up there, and we were already looking at that one on the Jolie's jumpers. And YDDL, what are they up to this morning? I'm not even sure what that is. Oh, that's at one and one Green Technologies. We also looked at that one. Applied was up. ORBS. Let's see what our news stories say. China targets Qualcomm. U.S. ships as Xi, whatever you say his name is, and Trump seek leverage, and traders are talking about a 1999 like melt up. But here's what really happened back then. Well, is everybody like a little bit behind us? I mean, is it not crazy, guys, when we talk about stuff for like weeks and then you see it in the headlines like all the time, everything we talk about on the live show, and we're always talking about it before it comes out in the news and the headlines. I'm telling you. And I don't read any news prior to anything. So, I'm not checking this stuff out and seeing it ahead. Bubble, toil, and trouble or something. And yeah, we've been talking about this for over 3 months, guys, with Money Mark. And now everybody's just catching up. How crazy is that? Isn't that wild? And Dow futures inch up ahead of sentiment data. Gold prices rise, and stock futures are a little changed after S&P 500, Nasdaq pulled back from record highs right there. And let's see what JNUG is up to this morning. It is trying to bounce back up. As a matter of fact, they were dipping down pretty good yesterday, and it could just be a little stair step down. As a matter of fact, we'll see as it hits the 20, but they did pull back yesterday. The gold, the silver, but they don't look too bad this morning. So we'll see what they want to do as well. But yeah, the market just like has no idea what it wants to do this morning. You can see our NVIDIA looking good though, so I'm glad we had options on that since Monday because they continue to go up, and that's pretty nice. But other than that, the market is just kind of hanging out here, and Tesla trying to rebound itself. It's up a little bit off the 20, and I could see that trying to curl up, but at the same time, it has that look like it could pull back there. So definitely an interesting morning here on a Friday morning, that's for sure. Let's see what we have going on over here. If we see anything that grabs our attention, we already talked about GWH and SGBX and YYAI. We're watching this thing to get set up, guys. And there's Buru that was jumping up there today. It's trying to bounce back up a little bit. And ADTX right there is trying to curl up, not bad. Let's open that one and see what it's up to right here. See how that looks. And jumped up. It is crawling up, trying to hit that MACD, and I don't know if it'll exactly get through. So it did have some run up. There's that Top King that was looking pretty good in our LAES right there, looking pretty hot too. And let's see ORBS right there. Plug was trying to get set back up, and that's up a tiny bit this morning. And there's IONZ. That's like the opposite of the short IONQ, and it's just kind of down there in the basement. And Intel right here is running up. Bitfarm's still running up as well. And there's that Serve Robotics. It's pulling back NUAI right there. So there's a couple, and we looked at most of these. Applied Digital and RGTI. There's NVIDIA, ADAP. We've been looking at this because Daniel Javier Fitz mentioned that. There's that WOK. And again, this one is getting set up, guys. You can see this crawl up. So look at that thing trying to get rolling. It is down just a little bit this morning, and it doesn't look too bad after yesterday's run up. And this one could continue its way up next week, as a matter of fact. So we'll be watching that. CHR is at Cheer Holding, and that thing's trying to finally get set up way down there. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that one throughout the day into next week. IREN's been running up. It's continuing to run up, and GPUS down there. there. Remember CJet, and this one just had gotten out of the basement, ran big, and just kind of stayed down there. So there you go with them guys. And let me just see if there's anything happening over here that grabs our attention on this Friday morning. And that is SWK Holdings. That one was running around right there. But yeah, not a whole lot happening here, guys, I must say. And let me see. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot going on. I must say it's a little flat, and it looks like the markets are just waiting to see what has to happen this morning. What data comes out this morning? I don't even remember. Here we are right here. Let's see. Anything coming out this morning? Fed Goolsbee speech and Michigan's consumer. So I guess they're in Michigan today. Everything looks like it has to do with Michigan. And then another Fed member speaks later on at 1 o'clock. So there you go, in a monthly budget statement. So nothing real crazy, I don't think, but somebody in the Fed speaks. I don't even know who that is. And Powell spoke yesterday. Maybe it'll mention the rates today. And here you go. Look at the rates. I mean, holy cow. It's that's the government shutdown, actually. And of course, we know it's going to at least the 15th. Here's your rates right here. And let's see what they're up to. It's that's the Fed decision. Where the heck? Oh, yeah, the Fed decision for the rates right here. And here you go. I mean, look at that. That's a 0.25 at 91%. And it's not jumping off that cliff. I don't know. I don't think, well, what's that light blue? That's a no change. I don't know if that's going to make it up there like that. So, yeah, they definitely have to do some rate cuts. And then your other one in December is also your 0.25 is way up there. So, I just don't see how they're not going to be cutting rates right now with the employment numbers and everything else looking the way it does. So it does have a weird vibe this morning, that's for sure there, Luis Rodriguez. So keep your alert up. And Hive did jump up a little bit more for you, over 2%. There you go with that. You've been talking about that this week. And yeah, that's what we're looking at today. I mean, not a whole lot of craziness going on this morning as we go into the weekend on a government shutdown, and then Columbus Day is Monday, but the market is open. So it is all kind of weird right there. It doesn't know what it wants to do, but yeah, that's what we're looking at this morning, guys. So I would say I'll have to keep you guys posted as the morning opens up, because you can't really tell exactly. The SPY is up a little more than it was earlier. It's not looking bad. It has that resistance, and it really has to get popping up there and get through. And it's just hard to tell. It almost looks like it could have that pullback. It could roll back up there. Look at it. I mean, you got that. It likes to pull itself up and rip up there. It does look like it's trying to dip down. I have no idea. It's definitely a coin flip right there. Not telling us a whole lot. Let's put it that way. And there you go. That our market's kind of flat. Not a lot going on this morning, guys. So not a whole lot to report to you. And that is what it looks like in the market. And how about all the games last night? They were pretty wild. That Phillies game, Phillies went home packing. That was crazy. That was a crazy play there at the end. And let me just see what's trending over here real quick. And then, yeah, I think we basically covered everything pretty fast this morning. If the stock twits pops up, here we go. And Applied, LAES, and TeraWulf right here. We were talking about all these. They're up there, and they're all moving up. CleanSpark, YDDL. What is that one right here? That's that 1 and 1 green. I keep saying that and not knowing what it is. And let's see what else is up. Mara, GSRT still running up, and Ben was mentioning this one the other day, and look at that thing keep running. So there you go with them guys. And let's see what SATIC Group's doing. SDOT, and this one did recently split down there, and let's see if it can get set up and get rolling back up for SDOT. And how about HUT? This is another one of them capital companies that does a lot of crypto stuff, and that's running up there. So how about our RCAT? That looks like it's pretty decent this morning. So, yeah, there's a couple that are moving around, but not a whole lot, I must say. And that's what the market looks like this morning, guys. So I would say it's more flat than anything, Olga. So good morning. And, yeah, I would say we just covered everything pretty quickly. There's not a lot going on this morning, I must say that. And our SPY is kind of just trying to creep up here. So that's a good look. Let's see if it can get back and stay up in this resistant area and pull itself up through that MACD. Again, there's that WOK. Let me see what the SPY looks like right there. And yeah, I mean, it does. It looks like it could go either way real quick. So I am not exactly sure what it wants to do today. I'll have to look at it as the market opens up, and I'll try to keep you guys posted on it if it tells me exactly what it wants to do. And that's what we have right here. And what's VG there, Michael Anthony? I'm not even sure. Venture Global, that is a big dip right there. And I would say let that get into the basement, and then we'll keep an eye on it to see if it wants to get bouncing back up. But yeah, that's a nice little dip right there. And that's what I got for you guys. So greatly appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. Thank you very much. Obviously, be sure to follow along on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Hit the like button on the way out. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. You guys know, make sure you trade smart and lock in those profits today. It is a weird day right there. It has that weird look, and you just can't tell what's going on as long as the SPY keeps going up and it can pull itself up and get up onto that trend line right there. I think we'll be in good shape. So it is moving around this morning. It just doesn't tell you exactly what it wants to do. Look at it. It's pretty wild. So there you go with them. And one last one right there for you, Michael Anthony. BP. I thought the BP oil and gas, and little pullback right there. And we do look at our oil and gas. Gosh, it is getting set up. It was pulling back yesterday, as a matter of fact. So it has a little setup period, and then them things will be ripping as well. So that's what we have this morning. So you guys be sure to lock in those profits, trade smart. I'll keep you guys posted. And there you go. So goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.